The New Jersey Devils, fresh off a Stadium Series win over the Flyers. They are looking to keep the winning vibes going this week. So let's talk some Devils hockey. We're going to do it with a sports writer covering the Devils for the Hockey News, the one and only Kristy Flannery. Kristy, long time no see. How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you so much for having me back.
Always good to talk some Devils hockey with you, Kristy. And the Devils, they've been inconsistent this season. They've struggled defensively. So I got to ask you this. Was there anything from their win over Philly on Saturday that encouraged you about this team's ability to win going forward?
So recently, the coaching staff made adjustments to their play in the defensive zone, and it really has taken this team to a new level. They're not really having the goals against that they were giving up at the beginning of the year, where it was 5-6 goals a game. And right now, the centers have a little bit more responsibility, and you kind of see that the coaching staff is really relying on the veterans, Nico Hischier, Erik Haula, Curtis Lazar, and Tomas Nosek. And that's really making a huge difference. And I think it's taking a little bit of pressure off the goaltending. And you see the goaltending has really flourished as of late for New Jersey.
Yeah, you've definitely seen that change late, and the goaltending is something that a lot of Devil fans were worried about this season with the inconsistent play with the defense. Now, this week for the Devils, New Jersey is at the Capitals on Tuesday down in D.C. Then they host the Rangers and Canadiens at the Rock to start a 3-game homestand on Thursday. What will you be keeping your eye on with the Devils this week?
Definitely that consistency, because it has not been there. And even if you want to look back to last season, they really weren't that consistent last season either. They just found ways to win. And this season, they haven't really strung together a winning streak more than 3 games. And we also are going to see Jonas Siegenthaler potentially coming back tomorrow against his former team, the Capitals. And I'm curious to see how he's going to do with these new adjustments to the defensive zone. He told the media today that he's been watching a lot of games and he's trying to make that transition as smooth as possible. So that's going to definitely be something I'll be watching.
All right, so keeping your eye on that and how he plays with this team. When you talk about this team, Kristy, currently they're 2 points out of the final wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. What does this team need to do over the final stretch of the season to reach the playoffs? And in your eyes, does that also involve them making a trade to bolster this roster, bolster the defense, which is something fans are talking about?
I think for right now, they need to just keep that consistency. They need to be on the same page. I think there were a lot of games this season where you saw when, the offense was really exploding, scoring 3-4 goals a game. That's when the defense and the goaltending wasn't there, and they were giving up 5 and 6. So I think seeing the goaltending, the defense, and the forwards all kind of on the same page is something that they really need to focus on. And as far as a trade goes, goaltending definitely needs to be addressed at some point in time. Nico Daws has been performing very well since the All-Star break, and Vitek Vanecek, before he suffered his lower body injury, did really well against Carolina with that 1-0 loss, but they made it into overtime. So that was a really good game as well. And that the goaltending is going to be interesting if Fitzgerald can get something done. It's definitely something to watch until the trade deadline comes.
Definitely something to watch. Trade deadline for the NHL coming up on March 8th. Kristy Flannery, she will be all over it for the Hockey News covering the New Jersey Devils. Kristy, always good to see you and talk some Devils hockey with you. You be well.
Thank you. You as well.